right from the start, is that I have done talks like this, and I usually go 2 hours. Sometimes they ask me for an hour, and I still do 2 hours. But people stay, because the stories are fun, and it's kind of interesting stuff. I think many of you will as well. So I'm going to try to, I didn't cut anything back. I'm going to just try to tell you 20 memorable stories that happened to me interviewing celebrities. And then at the end, I'm going to sum it up, what I learned from each of these little stories. I don't have the time to go into in-depth with any of these people that I would like to do with you, except I will at the end, a couple of them go a little bit beyond. Whenever I saw we mic up and we talked about 5 or 6 hours, it was always fascinating. And my first book was Conversation with Reporting. So I started with Newsday in New York. I was in the Peace Corps for a number of years, 3 years, and I came back and I traveled a year around the world, and then I came to the States. And I started working freelance for Newsday's Sunday magazine that was just started, and it was wonderful. I got to jump out of airplanes and write about it. I got to do archery and martial arts and what have you. And then I decided I'm going to leave journalism behind, and I'm going to go to here and write my novels. So I came to LA, and the first thing I did when I got my phone installed was get a call from the editor saying, we figured out a way to get off Long Island. Well, told the artist, they put it out as a record. I'm never going to let that happen again. I said, can I write something? Can I sign something? It says, I won't do it. No. I said, okay. So I had, luckily, and I talked for 4 days, different times, and each time, he talked like you were reading, not Finnegan's Wake, but Ulysses, a stream of consciousness kind of talking. And you'd see him and he would pick up in one place and start in another. But I was fascinated by it, and he was making sense to me. I asked him about this one, it's called The Glimpse of Tika, the movie that sort of destroyed him for a long time. And instead of giving me some sort of pat answer, he just went into it. He just started talking very seriously. With Jerry Lewis, I went to see him in his office in Century City, and he had a little microphone on a tape, and he put it out that he's going to tape me, because everybody tapes him, and he doesn't like it. Now, Jerry Lewis, remember, was the Steve Martin, Robin Williams. And then we came home, and the first thing my mother did was put on the TV, and there was a movie, the Martin Lewis movie. And I laughed so hard that I couldn't talk for a week. He looks at me and he goes, well, Larry, you and me, we understand. What any starts talking about. And the whole thing changed 180 degrees because I flattered him, interested. Robin says my name. So I wrote this letter. It's a very legal document saying she has control of everything. She can have the interview back if she wants it. The recordings will go to her. If she doesn't like what he's I got invited to go see Brenda to Tahiti. And he said to me, he had told me to go out on the phone, and he only wanted to talk about the Indians. And I thought I can't just do that. But that's really all this is. One day, 6 hours the next day, Indians, all about the Indians. He was very articulate about the Indians part of it, but eventually I'd be able to say, you did that thing on the waterfront, the back seat, was that improvisation? Well, anybody can do that. Anyway, he started talking about it, and then I just about the Indians. All right, so that I had my work cut out for me there, and that interview became very. I'm getting ahead of myself, but Al Pacino said, "I'll only do it with the guy who did Brando. I'll do the interview. He's never done anything before." So that's what I became. I asked for more money, very important. They told me. I had the time to do it. I was with Steve Martin at the time, and they said, "Oh, how'd that do Al Pacino?" I said, "Oh, that'd be great." They said, I said, Al, just let me do it. Don't worry about it. And, okay, yeah, I guess you know best. Okay, and then we go and we do this thing. And he goes to make me a cup of coffee, and he lights the dish rag on fire. And I go to look at his cookies on the top of his refrigerator, and every one has a bite in them. So when I'm sitting down with him to talk, I said, "Can I ask you a question?" He says, "How come all your cookies have a bite in them?" He says, "That's not true." I said, "Yeah, it is." He says, "What are you crazy? What are you talking about?" I said, "I'll bet you $5,000 on it." I said, "Look, I'm just meeting you, but yeah, I just saw you." So we go in the kitchen. He looks at the thing,
we already established a rapport. And it was a rapport that has lasted 30 some odd years, and I ended up doing a book of all the pieces I've written about him since 1978. And so it's kind of interesting that these things can happen within the with allow for the unexpected. Can we get that one? There we go. From Elliot Gould, to never give up, find a way into the conversation. Remember that you're talking that kind of stream of consciousness that was so difficult. From Jerry Lewis, dealing with big egos, flattery will get you somewhere. From Barbara Streisand, never lose control. From Marlon Brando, don't bullshit, find ways to keep returning to the subject. From Henry Fonda, be patient, be thorough, and give something. From Dolly Parton, look for an opening, and then take it. We can have a baby in 9 years. Oh, tell me that's ACP. And then we're there. Al Pacino, when the subject is nervous, you can't be. And you'll get calmed down when someone's very nervous. From Joan Collins, bring whatever it takes to make them comfortable. Caviar and champagne. From Sylvester Stallone, when you save someone from getting his head smashed, he'll respond with kindness. From John Huston, the sick bed can work in your favor. Be willing to work under stressful conditions and pay attention. You never know when an interview can turn into a book. From Norman Mailer, which is not up there, I added this one when I was thinking about it. Just asking tough questions is part of your job. From Vincent Bugliosi, don't be bullied. From Katharine Hepburn, it's okay to be incredulous. Let them explain. From Robert De Niro, never lose sight of why you're there. That's advice actually to him more so. Sharon Stone, to control the environment as best you can. From Mel Gibson, don't shy from controversial subjects. Give them enough rope to survive or hang themselves. Charlie Sheen, when you don't know, don't show. Let them explain. From Jesse Ventura, a casual remark might make you a star. And from Bob Knight, know how to diffuse a potentially threatening situation and keep enough cash in case you're thrown out of the car on the highway in Ohio. And always, finally, always be prepared. Like always.